Well, rain was in the forecast, and now it's not. I'm not complaining.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. And that's because it's supposed to be 79 today. I'm still in long pants, but I don't have what Sully calls my trash bag on, which is funny. He means that loose-fitting jacket that I have. So we're going to go into the RV, and I'm going to install that extra light today. Now, normally we don't show you all this stuff, but I think today we will. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to drill a hole here, and I'm going to fish some wires over to those wires, tie them all in together so we can have another light here. The other thing I might need to do is tighten this down. And the funny part is the toilet is as tight as it can be to the flange, so I'm assuming the flange is loose. I installed this down in Tampa when we were on our trip. The other toilet we found was leaking, if you guys don't recall, or for all our new subscribers. Oh, I forgot we have rat poison out here. We put that in there the very first year we had this RV, and it's still there, so we don't have any mice nibbling away, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm the king of sidetrack, like always. Here's the light that I'm going to be installing in the bathroom eventually. As I was looking over here, every year it seems like, and it has to do with where we park the RV here in the driveway, we get ants. We get little tiny ants. So I've got some ant killer. You can't see it. It's kind of see-through right there. And I got some down here. You could probably see that a little better because I put it in a little bubble. But yeah, there's a bunch of little ants in here. I've killed a ton of them, and now I'm kind of got the flashlight out. Oh yeah, and I put the awning out because I hate the one thing about this awning. For whatever reason, and maybe it's like that on all awnings, this thing holds water. I mean, it holds a lot of water. It doesn't make a difference. If it rains, it can go 5 days after the rain. And when I unroll it, it's just soaking wet. Well, you can guess that there's a lot of mold and stuff in here. Seems like every year we scrub it, and every year it just gets a little bit darker. After I found 7 dust, I went around all the wheels and tires and the stabilizer jacks to some extent to kill the ants that are in these railroad ties. And like I said, I knew it was from parking here. And that has... you know, they're going to find their way. I mean, it's just the way it is. So after I got that 7 dust put down, I went ahead and opened all the windows in the RV because it's 81 in there, and I really don't want to run the air. I also saw ants on the tire cover, so that's something else. One of the big downfalls of this whole downsizing, I mean, it's still an issue. I had to dig all through this to find my hole saw. I knew I had it, I just didn't know where. And the other thing is, I had a system whenever I was putting together this toolbox that is definitely going to go with us. I went through the giant toolbox and took out singles of a lot of stuff that I had to make this toolbox here. And there's still a ton of stuff in there. So what I thought then is, as I needed stuff, as I was doing a project or something, you know, just for the next year or 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, if I had to go to the big toolbox to get any tools out of there, at that point I would decide, okay, do I really need this? And if I do, I'm going to go ahead and incorporate it in either this toolbox or that big toolbox. So everything was going great, right to plan, no problem. Until Heidi came out here. God love her. Whenever she started taking apart stuff in the RV, she started taking stuff apart in here that she pulled off the RV, her painting, whatever she needed to do, she was going to this toolbox. I didn't know it. So there's a whole bunch of tools that are out and in the RV, and I have no idea if they were ones that are duplicates. She said she got some out of this toolbox too. It's going to be a handful trying to figure it out, because right now as it stands, I think I have probably 8 of these flat tip screwdrivers floating around. So basically what I have to do is get in this toolbox all over again and go through all the tools that match whatever's going on out there and see if I already have them in here. And again, some of them were kind of duplicates, but so I got to drill a new hole, and I need to kind of center it. Now I'm usually pretty good at doing this just by eyeball, so I'm thinking it's going to be right about here. It's pretty darn close. Yeah, I could actually offset it. I could mount it long ways this way to help with light in the shower. That's going to be a decision I have to make, I guess. Yeah, I could mount it like this, and again, it would allow the light to be closer to the shower. That's kind of what we're doing, trying to lighten up the bathroom overall, but also lighten up the shower. Yeah, I think I can do it right about here, I guess. Let's see what I decide. All right, so here's the magic hole. Let's see what happens. Now, of course, you're supposed to wear eye protection and hearing protection and breathing protection and everything else under the sun. That's so I don't get sued. Somebody said, I got stuff in my eye and now I'm blind because I followed your video. Well, if you're following me, you're more than blind. I think the word dumb comes to mind. Every time I don't know what I'm doing. This is one of those old ancient metal coat hangers. We got a bunch of those here. And I want to try to feed it through this insulation. And it's funny because I've already seen this insulation. A lot of this I put in here, but I did it from the top side. Isn't that funny? Now I'm on the other end of it. I'm doing it from underneath because we did have this entire roof off of this RV. Oh, I was going way past it. Well, I know my arm's in the way, but there we go. Not bad, huh? We got it right where it needs to be. So now all I got to do is just get some wire, which I have plenty of that, and tie it into what's existing and run it over here so we can put up this new light. Now, over the years, I've used quite a bit of it, but let me put this back. There, look at that. I bought this a long time ago, and I usually just reuse whatever wire I have laying around, but yeah, this is nice. I don't know if I necessarily need to have two different colors, but man, I don't even think it needs to be that heavy of a gauge because this thing, LEDs just don't use that much amperage, so I think I can go with some of the smallest stuff that I have here. I'm going to double check though and match what's on the light currently. Alright, so sorry about the angle, but this is the best I can do with the lighting. I got a couple of strands of wire that's more than long enough. The reason is because I want the light to hang down and I want to be able to access it. So what I'm going to do is just tape these wires around the coat hanger. And if you guys ever do this, as far as cutting off, I don't think that you guys can necessarily see this real well, but the coat hanger, where it wraps around itself, you know, this part here, the little squirrely tail, like pigtail, that's all wound up. I know you'll be tempted to cut that off. I would probably leave it on. And the reason is because it's ideal for wires, for them to fit in and get protected as you're pulling them through. So that's a little tip, I guess. Yeah, why not? It's a tip. And there's different ways to do this other than the way that I'm doing it. But for this little short distance, I don't need very much. And the funny part is, you know, the amount of tape that I put on there, I want it to be enough that it doesn't, that it does not come off, but I don't want so much that I'm going to be jerking around with it once it gets to the other side here and have to untape it all. Oh, that took so long. Oh my God, it took forever. I didn't think I was ever going to get that done. I might have to take a break. There's an extra white wire here. Good, I don't even have to splice. I can actually go here, but on this one I definitely do. So we'll go ahead and put this in here. Make sure those wires aren't touching behind me. and the blue wire is going to get put into this wire nut, which this wire nut I had already, but these lights do come with wire nuts. Again, the links are going to be down below for these lights. So far, very nice. I like them a lot. And it's just because of their brightness. Now let's go ahead and strip off a little bit here. Strip off the wire. Now strip off the clothes. That's later because I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I might have to strip off my clothes and hop in the shower. Not this shower though. Heidi's still looking at ways to brighten up the shower. Now here's the problem, guys. Everybody's talking about you can paint those showers. They make epoxies for those showers. They make paint for the showers, and you're all right. Every one of you are absolutely right. But what you fail to see maybe is that nobody is talking about it being a great success. Nobody is saying, once I put this paint on, it's never come off, and it doesn't fade, and it does a good job, and it easily adheres. None of that. It takes a lot of preparation on the wall here to get rid of this shine, and there's sanding involved, all that, and then there's a double process that's involved. And even then, you got to remember that these showers are designed not to have stuff stick to them. So the fact that we're trying to put paint on it or etching or something to make it stick, it's not that good. I mean, these command hooks, we've replaced them before. They've come off. And to let you know, as far as my prep, underneath the command hook, I took carburetor cleaner, which actually deforms and melts the plastic and makes it very porous for this to stick onto. And it's still, they want to come off. So we kind of have mixed feelings about that. So I got to get the light, and I'm not going to bore you with the wiring of the light. I'm going to go ahead and wire it up. Again, they give you these little things here and some screws. So they give you some wire nuts and screws. I'll tuck in all the wiring, and I'll be able to locate the light and snug it down. So we'll pick it up here in a minute. All right, so here it is, the dark bathroom. And let's see what it looks like when we flip on the lights. Yes, the bright bathroom. So bright. Very, very nice. Love it. Holy cow, that's going to be delightful. You can actually see in the shower a lot more. This changes the whole look in here, including all the dirt that I put in the sink. Heidi will be happy about that. Now at night, if we wanted to, again, like I said, we have a nightlight that we leave in here, which, you know, I wonder where that nightlight is. We've had this, oh, right here it is. We had this thing forever, and we just leave it plugged in and pointed down like so. And then, well, you can't see it, but there you go. And it's not very bright, but it gets the job done. And even if we wanted to make sure that we had very little light, each one of these can be turned off completely, like so. Or we can just turn on one light, so we can just have that light on. So I think it's going to be nice. Or we could just have that light on, and we can turn that one off. Boom. So yeah, we've got choices. And it's nice. Heidi's going to love this. I can't wait to show her that. Go ahead and flip them all on so she's blinded. Blinded by the light. No, I'm not singing the rest. So that's going to be it for now. I'm sure I can find something else to do here. Boy, it stayed warm in here. I thought with the windows open, it only dropped 1 degree. Alright guys, so it's a new day and look who's with us. Yeehaw! She's did a little bit of painting last night, as some of you guys that follow us on Instagram or on Facebook saw. She was night painting. She got home last night and was doing night painting. Now we know it's going to be a really warm day today, and believe it or not, I've got shorts on. Woo. Yeah, first time this year. It had to be in the 80s for me to do that though. So what else we're going to do? What are you doing today? Painting cabinet doors.
Well, that and the handles.
And spray painting. So a couple things that we have to do today, other than what Heidi just mentioned, is I need to mow the yard again. like always. And I have to get the generator out, and we have to power the air conditioning in the RV. If you guys don't understand why I get that generator out, it's because we don't have 30 amp service out in our garage. I can get away with running the air for a brief period of time on 110 through the garage, but it's just not a good idea. So we'll fire up that generator because we have to keep it cool and dry in there, and it's going to be hot and a little bit humid today. So yeah, let's get to work, see what we got going on out there in the RV. Let's see what it looks like, really. Yeah, beautiful day though. Wow, I mean, it's really nice out, but this is the normal routine whenever we're doing this. Now my son, he's at work today. I moved my truck because this is so wet here. But yeah,
I think we're gonna clean up in here today too.
maybe I should put the awning out. We had the fan running all night, and we had the window open, so it's 72 in here, and it's 61% humidity. I think.
I still have them in my car.
Oh, do you? She bought some blinds, but we had a problem, and well, let's talk about that. So Heidi bought some really nice blinds. I think they look great, but they're true pull-down blinds. They're not.
They're corrugated.
They're solid. You can't turn them.
Right.
They're not slatted.
Yeah.
You know, or I don't think they're called Venetian, but they're not a traditional blind like what's in the front of the RV. And they are blackouts. Now, I wouldn't have an issue with those at all, and I like the way they look. I like the whole idea behind them, except, and I'll be honest with you guys, whenever we went to Florida, we stopped on the way back at Myrtle Beach, and we had to stop at a...
Was it Walmart?
Yeah, I think it was a Walmart. If you guys didn't see that video, you can go back and check that out. So the Walmart that we pulled into is really hot outside, and I had the generator, but again, I had that situation where I didn't have a rack on the back of the RV, and I didn't want to just set the generator out on the ground at Walmart and fire it up to run the air conditioning. So it wasn't so hot that it was extremely uncomfortable. So what we thought we'd do is just turn on that fan that's in the bathroom, and then we also had another fan that we had in here that was just a little battery operated one, and we was taking a nap because we were tired. Heidi fell asleep out on the couch. She was originally just kind of, I don't know, hanging out in there, and I told her flat out I was going to take a nap. So being that it was hot, I stripped down to hardly any clothes at all whatsoever, and we opened the windows. Now, if we didn't have blinds that we could turn to allow air to come in and still block out the view and block out a lot of the light, you know, it would have been a problem. So if we have those solid blinds, we would have to lift them up, and of course at that point no view is blocked. At Walmart they just see me running around with hardly any clothes on, and Heidi too. Heidi hardly any clothes in the front of the RV either. So that's kind of where, if I could get or find a solution for a generator that's mounted permanently on the RV, or mounted or easier to use or whatever, it wouldn't make a difference. We could run blinds that were like the ones that she has, and it wouldn't be a big deal at all, because at that point, you know, you don't need the windows open and you want all the light blocked out. So that was our story about that. So Heidi thinks maybe we want to work on the Valances. Yeah, you can see what they look like. There's one there. There's one there. But that one's for the bedroom. And
we only have one. I'd like to make one for
the other window.
Yeah,
for some reason the other window didn't have one. So. And
it doesn't look like it did have one either.
Oh, I'm sure it did at one point. It had to have. Because I've seen other RVs. I've seen other RVs that had it.
It probably did, because it has regular household blind things.
Yeah, there was something there before. Some reason it came down or got pulled down. So, yeah, maybe we'll work on these today. Okay, so we ran into sort of a little dilemma. Tell them, Heidi, what's the problem?
We just don't know how to fix this.
We planned on using these pallets and making new shelves that Yeah,
Valance.
a Valance.
Valance.
And we were getting rid of these old ones. So
Which are made of paper.
yeah, they're very thin.
Paper and fabric.
They're just cardboard and fabric and some padding. So we planned on doing something like this, and that would do two things. That would take care of the fabric and stuff, and it'd make a shelf to where we could put sides on here and actually use that as a real shelf. We thought that'd be a good idea. Okay, so now we're running into a couple of problems. Number one, this is so much lighter than even just this one piece of wood that it's not going to work. It's going to be too much weight. By the time I use this wood, two more pieces of wood for the side, or even if we use something like paneling for the side, it's still pretty heavy. That's the first problem. The second problem is, you see how big this is? Well, we thought this piece of wood will replace that nicely, and it does. The problem is it doesn't go down far enough to cover, and it doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right. So we would have to get a really large piece of wood and then maybe trim it or notch it or do something a little bit different. But nonetheless, it has to start off big on the sides for it to look right.
I don't think, you're just going to have to carry less tools.
It has nothing to do with me carrying tools in the bedroom on the wall.
Yeah, but they'll be underneath the bed.
Heidi wants to put so much stuff on the walls that the walls fall in.
No,
It's not the weight. It's not the overall weight. It's the weight on the wall only being supported by 4 screws. Or in our case, in that one place that we're looking at right now, 4 rivets. I don't know how much weight this is. About a pound. This is a
Can I take all
pound.
the fabric off of this and go buy fabric and cover it with fabric?
Why would you take the fabric off? You just put fabric over top
Well,
of it.
first off, this needs to go because it.
Well, you just cut those off and you put fabric over top of everything.
Okay,
But then, now I'm going to ask you this. If you're going to cut those off, which I suggest you just cut them off, now what's the wrong with just fabric paint? Why?
Because this thing would
It's
go.
the easiest and fastest way to do it.
Okay. Go get some fabric paint over Jenkins.
Let's go look. Let's see what we come up with here. Heidi's got an idea.
Do you have fabric paint?
Yeah. So we've come to a different conclusion. Heidi wanted this fabric cut off, so those like bolsters or whatever, so we cut those off. And then we re-stapled this back on. Now on the other ones, we're not going to be removing these at all. What we're going to do is buy some fabric, and we're just covering these with new fabric. And in this case, because of the top on this one, we're going to cover it with fabric also. It's not going to be a big deal. We're just going to cover it all with new fabric. We had some fabric spray paint. I realized that it was going to look dumb once we cut these off. We seen that they pieced the material together, so that wasn't going to be something that we really wanted to do. Just changed our minds about things. So Heidi got out her 1990 stapler we bought back in the 90s, Easy Fire. And this is still the original staple kit and everything. We've been using it over the years, but it just has certain purposes. I'm so glad we have it though. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to recover these with new fabric because it's lightweight, it's the right design, it's the right shape, it's already cut to fit, it does everything that we want it to do. We don't have to worry about the wood. We were trying to think about doing it with paneling. That was Heidi's idea, wasn't it? What are you drinking there? Nitrous oxide.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free. So yeah, we're done with that idea of the wood. We're gonna
Do something else.
Yeah, we know that we're gonna go buy fabric. Heidi says, "Do you want to go shopping today?" And I said, "Not on a beautiful day like today. Today's a day to get done because it's nice weather." So
Well, unfortunately, we both have to mow, so.
yeah, I have to mow this yard. Heidi's got to go down and mow her mom's yard. Yeah, so we'll be doing that.
12:30, so.
Yeah.
We're on the downside of the day.
Yeah, we'll see what we come up with here. So I just got done mowing the yard. Come in the RV to check it out inside, and we're at 68 degrees and 45% humidity. Feels pretty nice in here, not bad. Now it is only 80 outside, so it's not like it's, 90 or anything like that, but it is pretty warm today and the humidity is up there just slightly. Oh, so glad the yard's mowed. It's a really nice day. I wish it was a little warmer, but I'll handle 80. I mean, that's okay. So we'll wait till Heidi comes home. I don't see her in sight, and we'll find out what else she wants to do, if anything. The shadows are definitely getting longer, and Heidi's done a little bit of painting. Put the awning out. Again, this thing was holding a lot of water. I don't know if you guys can see the moon up there. It's going to be a pretty decent night tonight. It's cool enough in here?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So it looks nice in there. I like the fact that it's doing that. That you got it white in there. You know how much easier we're going to be able to see stuff?
Right. Spiders.
Yeah. Ants.
Right.
We've never had much for spiders in here. We've had them on us a couple of times, maybe. You're camping. What did you expect? Right. Okay, the bedroom's done. Let's go camping. No. I don't know what we're going to do yet for this wall, though. Haven't quite figured this out because this is
I'm gonna wash that down today and throw some paint on.
No, we need to do something about this.
Yeah, we're just gonna cover that up.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna cover up. See what I'm saying? It's gonna stick out even more. So I need to glue this or something. I don't know. My intentions was always that I would put another sheet over top of this, but the molding wouldn't look right. Oh, we got a cabinet door in the bathroom. Oh, is that this one?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I gotta mount that. I forgot. Oh. Heidi and I had a discussion the other day, and we are both convinced that that one LED light is equal to the old double lights on in here. This is about the lighting that this bathroom used to have whenever the bulbs we had in there before. So yeah, this thing is wicked good. Those lights are nice. I'm gonna put the link down below for these lights. I don't know if I did that prior, but you're doing a good job, honey. Know that?
Try.
It's better than painting the outside of the RV. We would have been hot today. So these have to sit for how many days?
Like that for 30 days.
30 days?
Yeah.
You're saying don't do anything with them for 30 days?
Yeah.
Don't do anything with these doors for
I don't know how many days.
a month.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That's why I'm trying to get them painted.
Wow, okay. I guess I'm not mounting this cabinet in here then. This door. 30 days. Is it supposed to for full cure?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I'm trying to get them painted, so.
Okay. So we ain't doing this for a month. Well, I better start building this up then, if it's going to take that long. Alright. I'm going to let you do this, and I'm going to go out of here. We turned off the air. I'm going to go out and turn on the batteries if they're not on, which I think that they are. And yeah, they're on. And then go ahead and shut off the generator. I wonder how much propane I have in here. Yeah, this thing does pretty good on propane. Now, I've been watching a lot of videos because we've been contemplating a lot of stuff as far as these generators again. Let me show you something that we did, and I don't know what we're doing with it. So you can see we got a Honda generator. We got this off of Sully when he was here. I never had gas in it, never had oil in it. He gave us 2 quarts of Honda oil, and he installed the anti-theft bracket on here. And then we got the cover too. So it's brand new. We got a really good deal on it. Thanks, Sully. Appreciate that. So we're trying to figure out a way to maybe incorporate that or 2 of those instead of this Champion. But I don't see an easy answer or easy solution with that. But we're going to hold off on all this stuff. So whenever we go on a trip, we're just going to be taking this and keeping it in the back of the truck. It's not going to find any place on the RV right now. If we stop somewhere and we need to boondock, I will put the rack down in the back, and we'll go ahead and take this out of the back of the truck, wheel it around to the back of the RV, fasten it up there, secure it, and then run the cord from the back of the RV right into this. Of course, we'll also secure the propane tank on that rack also. That'll give us air, and that's all that we really care about whenever we're stopping at locations without hookups, that we have air conditioning if it's really hot, because, you know, I don't mind the heat. I love the heat. I don't really care to sleep in the heat, and after a while, you know how it is. It just gets old. So just a reprieve from the heat would be nice. But that Honda, we got options now. We have some more options for mounting and moving things around and making the tongue lighter and then adding weight back to it. I mean, again, something to do, something to think about. And the best part is you guys don't have to do any of this. We're going to do all that experimenting for you. And then whatever we decide to do, I'll show you what we've done and how we've done it. And yeah, you'll get to either follow us and see us fail, or follow us and see it work, and then you'll know how to do it exactly. Or maybe you got some ideas of your own. I think that for the most part, though, we're going to hold off on a lot of modifications on the RV, except what's, inside. The suspension's going to be held off. AGM batteries relocation, that's going to be held off. Propane tanks being relocated, kept on the tongue but moved a little bit closer to the jack. We're going to hold off on that. All we're going to do is just make this stuff work, get the interior done, and try to enjoy the RV, because we're losing out this entire summer. Although the RV is coming along nicely, that's for sure. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done, and as always, we hope to see you out there. Bye.